Welcome to the Business Series 3. Today we have a very special guest. This special guest is Dustin Phuc Nguyen.
Yeah.
Welcome here.
Thank you, Lam.
Alright, so we're here at the House of Barbard, and as usual for the Business Series, what we do is really simple. We're going to talk about three different things.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing is we're gonna talk a little bit about you,
Yeah.
first of all. And then the second part is we're going to talk about your business and what you're doing now with Bar Stories.
Yeah.
Third is about like a little bit more about technology and try to see like how technology is affecting your business and how you play with that.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Absolutely.
So Dustin, like I saw on your Facebook profile, like you have more than 50,000 followers. But for those who don't know you, can you actually introduce yourself a little bit and tell what you've been doing and how you actually happen to do Bar Stories?
Oh, okay. I started being a presenter for MTV Vietnam. We called VJs. It's actually video jockey. I've been doing it for 5 years since I got back from the US. And then I quit MTV and I started to do hosting at like commercial events. And I think, we should do something. We should do a talk show where I can host and where I don't have to, wait for my turn to talk. I can create a place where people enjoy. That's Bar Stories. And one of my friend who is the co-founder of Bar Stories, Richard, he thought that, okay, if you like something, you can connect hosting a talk show with something interesting, not just talking. And he said, what do you like to do? I love baking, I love cooking, I love mixing drinks. And he said, yeah, why don't we just be a bartender and a host at the same time? So we started Bar Stories a year and a half ago. And we started with our relationship with the guests, the celebrity guests that I had from MTV Vietnam. And we just had fun. I made drinks and they drank and they just laughed and everything turned out to be so natural. And until now, we have 16 episodes. It's been aired. And our YouTube channel, Dustin on the Go, has more than 50,000 subscribers for more than a year. Everything was organic. So we are still doing it, and we are working with WisePass as well, because I see a connection between the bars, lifestyles, and technology. Because for myself, I have to, meet and greet a lot of clients. And I think spending something that I know per month, it's a good way, to control my economics.
Your budget.
Yeah, my budget.
But there's like something interesting, like during this show. That's why like we like to talk about the first part. What were you doing in the US? Like, where were you before, and then how long have you? How much time did you spend there?
I spent 5 years after graduation from high school in Vietnam. I took a hospitality major.
Okay.
San Jose State University. I finished and graduated, and I didn't like it. I still love the fact that, getting to work with food or drinks, but hospitality is more than that.
It's very, from my perspective, I see like it's a very tough business actually.
Tough. You have to start from the entry level. I started, ironing the tablecloth, polishing the wine glasses before starting to touch the food or the drinks. But, being hospitable, it's part of my character, but it takes a long way and a commitment. So I didn't follow what I've studied. I jumped into the media, and then,
And so I was curious about like, so this is a good occasion actually how to know you more.
Yeah.
How did you jump? How did you get the job at MTV? You got back to Vietnam and suddenly you just got the job and you're on TV. So how'd that happen?
That's a milestone in my career. I joined a competition called VJ Hunt. at MTV Vietnam
Okay.
in 2012.
Okay.
I just signed up. I came back from the US and, I would do anything. I gave myself 2 years to start it in the media. Just throw myself into whatever, write script writing, hosting, DJing, or modeling, or anything. And then I signed up for the competition, and after 3 months, I was in the first place.
Really?
Yes.
So there was like a competition of talking in front of TV.
Yeah,
and then-
VJ Hunt.
And then how did you make it? I mean, how people were voting or actually
It was like one of the first reality show,
real TV, right?
reality format, one of the first in Vietnam. Like before that, we didn't have like reality means besides from being on the stage, the camera follows the contestants on their daily life, on their private talking. It's called like a reality show, and that was the first thing that MTV did. And besides that, they do very academic like contests as well, speaking in front of public on stage, writing your own scripts, recording your voice, and they had like the celebrity guest judge each week, and from 12 contestants, each week they'll eliminate one.
Okay, so there was an elimination process.
Elimination, yes.
And then you managed to get to the top.
Yeah. And I didn't know anything about that. I thought, okay, I'm gonna stay here until top 5. I think that's the best thing I can do, and then I could go back to do something with my own jobs, script writing. I was working at year one before that, 4 months at year 1, and then not top 5, but I went to the first place, and then I got a contract with MTV Vietnam for 5 years.
So you did on MTV for 5
5 years.
Okay, so that was a long period of time in Vietnam.
In Vietnam.
Okay, good. And what did you learn from those 5 years? And so, like connecting, I guess, like with the second part of the video for the business series, like, what did you learn from the past 5 years? And how did you apply like all this like insights, learning, knowledge? I guess network and relationships are all around.
Yeah.
So,
of course, networking is the key. If I haven't been at MTV, I wouldn't be here, knowing a lot of people in and out of the industry,
sure.
in front or behind the camera. I always try to be hospitable. That was my character. And I got a lot of contacts from producers, directors, showmen, celebrities, artists, singers, everybody. Since 5 years, it was tremendous. And all of those really are like, it's a foundation for what I'm doing right now. I can call, I know who to call, I know who to collaborate with. And the time at MTV has prepped me to be in front of the camera naturally. I don't need any script to actually host a show.
So like with the next part, because like now that you're doing like bar stories, I've seen like you're doing a lot of things. And the bar stories, like I just saw like you've done more than 250,000 views for the latest episode. More than 16 episodes so far. How do you see the show for the next, let's say, this year, the next couple of years? Like, what do you want to do with that, with this business?
At the first year, 2017, I thought Bar Story is like a playground for me. I don't have to invest. I mean, I can invest, but it's for the sake of having fun. But now it's a serious thing. I want it to be bigger. And Richard, the creative director of Bar Stories, he is really, going for it. And we want to do it lifetime,
Okay.
as long as we can we can do. I don't know when it will stop, but it's like a house where you go back, you feel comfortable, you don't feel like you have a responsibility, and you're gonna keep going on, and each month one episode. Maybe we'll take a break for like a couple months to reinvest ourselves in the future, but not now. We'll start doing each episode a month. Yeah.
Okay. Like the concept I saw is really like you invite some celebrities.
Yes.
And then sometimes they are performers, they are not.
Yeah.
So there's also a section where someone else gonna sing something.
Yeah.
So you came over and then the artist will perform.
Yeah.
And then how do you structure, like, is it based on relationship? You can call someone else to come over because like they have something to promote, and then they come over and actually shoot this, or is it like how do you plan all that? I'm really curious about this.
Yeah, that's a part of being a producer. Like you combine things together to produce a show. I haven't had gone to any school of production school. I learned it by experience. I failed a lot. I got a lot of rejections, from guests that I loved the most, and they said no. I don't want to be on those kinds of show, and it was like, oh my God, that's the worst day of my life.
Why would they say no?
Because they didn't watch. They don't know. They don't have any trust in modern Vietnamese reality show.
Okay. So they want to be like on the big TV channel first, or?
Yeah, or they don't care.
Okay, so
they don't care. I got a lot of rejections, and some of them who were in my show, they were my friends, they were my colleagues. They said yes without any hesitation, without any conditions. Mr. Than Lauk, the actor, one of my first guests, he was my, my teacher and my colleague, a brother. So he said yes without any hesitation, no conditions. But after that, we'll have to have something to give back to them. Exposure, maybe. Of course, we have a fee for them, like a supporting fee. And the most important thing is if they have an upcoming product, like you said.
Because what I see is like in all the when we see all the talk show in the US, like Jimmy Fallon, or like Jimmy Kimmel and Ellen DeGeneres, like all those people, they have like a show, high exposure, and then all the famous people, celebrities will come over to promote whatever they have to promote. Like they will come over with a sing, a new album, their new movies, and whatever that is. Right,
because those shows were on TV, national TV first. What we see here, it's these digital clips, the short clips that are cut to post on YouTube, but everything was broadcasted either live or not on national TV. Good exposure, like for the whole United States of America. But here we don't have that kind of exposure, but we do have another advantage. YouTube, you can always come back to watch. 5 years later, you will always go back to one of my shows to watch it again and again.
So that's the thing, like just to share, like TV still like a very strong channel for exposure. I saw like on VTV, HTV, all those Vietnamese news channel as well. But it seems like when you have a format, like I was on Shark Tank.
Oh yeah.
And I realized, okay, so Shark Tank is a format in the US. They actually get this in Vietnam, and Tihan actually have her like her YouTube channel as well, and VTV has it as well. And then it seems like there's like a connection between TV and YouTube as platforms, but it seems like the quality of the content is actually something that's going to attract the viewers.
True.
So I don't know, like on YouTube I just saw like 1.7 million views on the VTV channel. So it seems like the online platform when we pick it, is really convenient. Like for the millennials, like
Yeah.
you see, like you can just go and watch it again.
Yeah.
It's easy. You can watch it whenever you want it. So this is why I was curious about like when you started this on YouTube as well. I guess it's also easier.
Easier,
um,
yeah.
Then you produce and then you just upload it and
Yeah.
then you let people watch it, right?
Right.
So
But you said yes, the content, it's the key.
so how do you work on making the content interesting? Like apparently, like the previous episode, like it was about two people, like BB Tran,
BB
right?
Tran, yeah.
And
Nam Thu.
Nam Thu, and then they came over. They talked about like a very specific topic. The title is interesting, I guess.
Sex education.
Sex education.
Yes.
Right. So I guess a lot of people are interested in talking about understanding that specific topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
It came naturally. The content, we always have a team to prepare the games for the guests, including me, Richard, and another assistant of mine. And we really base on the character of each guest to, list out what we are doing with them. For this particular guest, for example, for you, a businessman, I would play some business games with you. But for another who is a singer, I would do something different. There's no format.
Do you see like the attitude of the behavior, like during an interview, of like your guests like being more or less distant or willing or less just to be open and to talk about certain topics, or is it like forbidden topics? I'm not gonna touch that, not gonna touch this. Or did they talk to you before like I don't want to talk about this, or is it really open, or is it more scripted? Or
Well, I have been in the industry for a long time, so long that I know what's good to talk, what's good to ask, and what's not. So I had no problems. The conversation went on and on and on for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours sometimes,
okay,
and no interruption.
okay,
We didn't have to say, hey, can we just not ask this? No, because I knew what not to ask. And well, the other thing is alcohol really, makes them feel more comfortable.
maybe after 1 hour or after an hour and a half,
Yeah.
like, it picks it up. Okay, that makes sense.
But everything has to be moderate,
So how do you monitor it? What's good and what's bad?
based on experience
Mm-hmm.
and based on my knowledge of the culture of Vietnam, the Vietnamese people,
Mm-hmm.
what they want to hear, but cannot speak out, and what never can be touched.
So what can never be touched?
Politics.
Sure.
Yeah.
Politics.
And another thing is, like, this is policy of my show from the creative director, Richard. No talking, Richard. No talking about body shaming.
Body shaming. Okay.
Yeah, no body shaming. And yeah, no sex discrimination.
So that means like we can talk about any like the genders like LGBT.
Well, yeah, I mean, sex mean between men and women.
Okay. So
I mean, we don't treat like, oh, this is why women are like this. No, we don't talk like that. Like, so those are, our policies. But the biggest thing is politics. No.
okay. That's something in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I realize.
But the rest, we can cover pretty much anything. Daily life, sex education, relationship between couples and everything, behind the curtains. Yes.
Okay. Well, interesting to know. Maybe let's move now like to the last segment.
Yeah, the last segment.
Technology. Well, actually, you mentioned YouTube earlier.
Yeah.
So you chose that platform just like to upload your content.
Yeah.
So how do you see like technology affecting like viewers, like since you're in the media industry, like you're producing content, you're reaching some people so people can watch your content and enjoy it. How does like this YouTube thing and why not Facebook or live streaming and all this? Like, how have you made your business decision to put your content on this platform?
First, when I started Bar Stories, Facebook's video was not really, a thing. They just started it.
Yeah.
And like when I'm trying to find a video on Facebook that I liked, it's hard. It's complicated. And YouTube was like famous already. And they have like a lot of good features for posting a video, categorizing a video, promoting a video. It's all about videos. But Facebook, it's more than that. There are, e-commerce. They are, business platforms like other things, not just video. So I chose YouTube. And what else?
Are you using the content creator? Like, like they're doing on the Wall Street Journal, what they do is that they do like season of something else.
I know. I think it's not available in Vietnam yet. It's
well, we have to talk to the people from Google.
Yeah,
actually.
I had the same questions. How to do that? I don't know.
Well, we'll get someone else from Google next time just to answer our questions.
Yeah.
But what I do see is like they seem to provide more and more like tools for like content creators to be like, okay, this is season 1 of Bar Stories.
Yeah.
12 episodes, okay. And episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can actually watch it.
Yeah.
So I saw that the Wall Street Journal is doing this. Facebook is doing this now as well.
Oh, okay.
So I was really surprised, like, so everyone is trying to fight just to get more videos uploading on the platform.
Right.
So that's one. Two is one of the reasons why I'm asking you this is because when I'm watching on YouTube and when I'm watching videos on Facebook, it's very different. It's very different because like the discovery process, the social sharing aspect of that is different as well.
Right.
So I'll give you a very simple example. You watch a video of somebody else a random person that puts a video online on YouTube. It was a very simple video. It's just a man with a little puppy, and they're actually going down the stairs.
Okay.
There's actually a few thousand views. You put it on Facebook, and actually like a lot of people have been sharing it, and you get like more than 20 million views.
Oh, you know how many people are sharing, how many people liked, and how many people have watched. Right? They have the autoplay
That's correct.
feature.
That's certainly the reason why, I guess.
Well, I don't care about that. I will try to put my videos on Facebook later when I think it's the time. When I have, like a separate section for like videos discovery, I don't care. Platforms are just platforms. The content is the key. If you have good content, you can put it on many platforms you want. Okay. Instagram or what else? Vimeo or something. Or even there are some other channels or video platform in Vietnam trying to ask me if they want to, they can buy my content to upload on their channel. Yeah, that was like recently, but I didn't have time to check. Yeah, but I hope someday Netflix will call me.
So that's your wish.
I wish. I don't know, because we haven't had any Vietnamese show on Netflix yet.
That's true. Like I was about to ask you, like, what would be your wish? But I guess like you answered the question, like, because like you can access more than 100 million subscribers all over the world, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know like how they're working together. Like with the content creators.
Netflix.
Yeah. Like you produce a show or you produce something, whatever, and then you get paid whenever like you have a lot of views, and then this is how it works. The difference is the business model. Like on YouTube, you would basically just get a big audience that would watch it for free.
Yeah.
And on Netflix, it's actually subscribers.
Right.
But how much can content creator can make? And that's actually the big question, because I was about to like, are you able like to generate money from YouTube, or actually because
yes.
Okay.
We generate money from YouTube, but in different countries, we have different rates. of revenue per view or per thousand view.
So
In Vietnam, lower than other countries like US, Canada, something, yeah.
are you allowed to say how much you can make from YouTube?
Like I would say, as I remember, 1,000 views in Vietnam, it's about, can't remember, something like 0.05 cents, comparing to 0.5 or 0.1 for a viewer in America or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so each month you can count on that, and it's not a big number if you know a video of you has like 200,000 view. Well, I make a little bit money, but that's not much comparing to, you know, other people, other YouTuber who has million views.
So let's say if your show manages to get like a few million views one day per episode, that would be
your main business. They would survive.
So hopefully we can make sure that you can get a few million views for the next couple of years.
Of course, if we can do that, that's good. But we're not aiming for like get too many views. Well, you know, it's a niche market. We're trying to serve a very high quality and then high end market, and we know who to serve. Million views doesn't mean that those million people will buy your service. Or, you know, I've read comments from video clips that have millions of views. They're not human. Like, I feel like they're from the jungle. They just had an iPhone or something, or a laptop. They were trying to raise their voice, talking bullshit about things that they don't know.
Oh.
We don't need those kind of audience. We need a niche market of audience who understands, who will come back to watch again and again, and deliver constructive comments.
I guess it's part of the business when you build this up, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that is actually the business series number 3. Today I got like to finish, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk forever.
Forever.
But
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay. Well, Dustin,
Thank you, Lam.
thank you very much for coming over at Elsa Barber and share your views and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad to be working with WisePass and you, and I hope in the future we can collaborate more and have more exciting things for you to watch.
All right. I'll see you in the next business series.